Hey guys, me Tessa Blaine, and we're back again. I got my lovely wife Sarah and my lovely daughter Delaney, and today we are back because it's been 1 year since one year, Delaney, since we've had this car. So far, we have driven it just over 22,000 miles since we bought it. We bought it last, was like August 29th, wasn't it?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, right around September 1st, right around there. So here it is, the first week of September, and we've finally been able to get to work on the video.
Before Labor Day.
Yeah, the Saturday before Labor Day, and today we want to talk a little bit about some of our experiences we've had with the car since we purchased it. Some of the good, some of the bad, some of the issues we've had.
I don't really think there's many bad things.
No, but we've had some issues, and nothing extremely bad. But anyways, we'll talk about them a little bit. A little bit of Delaney's experience. You know, you got a 16-year-old and what she thinks about the car, and you know, and then you have someone a little bit more mature like us and what we think about the car.
Mature?
Okay, yes, she's very mature for a 16-year. She's probably a little bit more mature than me. But anyways, and on Delaney. Yeah. To start off with, the version and model car that we have here is we have the 2020 Tesla Model Y. We chose to go with the white exterior with the also an exterior we went with the 20-inch induction wheels. They're the black wheels. We also have the tow package. We had the tow package installed, and that we love that.
It's funny because we'll go to like Home Depot or Lowe's, and the workers are like, "You can tow stuff with this electric car," and we're like, "Yeah, you can."
Yeah, I can probably tow more than a lot of vehicles out there. And for the interior, the only option we got was the white interior. It was a premium upgrade for that, and
I love it.
Overall, we love the white interior. We'll talk about it a little bit later.
We haven't had
any stain problems or anything.
Yeah, we haven't really had any problems, but those are the options that with the Tesla that we chose, and I don't think there's anything I would have chose different. We could have gotten the performance model, but the performance model is like about $10,000 more. That gives you the 21-inch wheels. That gives you the upgraded brake calipers. And of course the speed.
He doesn't need the performance.
we live in an area where I think the fastest you can go maybe is 55.
Unless we're on the highway.
65
well,
for Crestview.
But we don't really go to Crestview. But we live in like a sleepy beach town, and most everything's like 35.
But I'm able to get up to 0 to 35 extremely fast.
I am too.
Hence the immatureness.
I love it. I love the acceleration that we get in this car. I've never had a car quite this fast before in my life, and at least any other car that I've driven and I've gotten on it like that before, it was sucking up gas. This here, yeah, it sucks up energy, but it's pennies. It costs pennies to play with this car. Let's talk about how much it's cost us so far for this year of driving this vehicle. So at 22,000 miles of driving this, if we were to, the last vehicle that we had, I believe I was getting around 22 miles to the gallon. Okay, it's not that great. It's not that bad, but it's not the best. At 22 miles per gallon, or at 22 miles, yeah, 22 miles per gallon, I'm saying that wrong. At the average cost right now of gas is around $3.25 a gallon. It would have cost us around $3,250 in fuel to be able to drive that car.
For 22,000 miles.
For 22,000 miles, yes.
Okay.
Now, this car here at 22,000 miles, it used 6,725 kilowatts per hour.
But you did get 1,000 free miles when you...
Yeah, but I'm just going to say, just to give an average, if we had to pay the electricity, if we didn't have the free miles, our average cost at home is 8 cents per kilowatt. Okay, so the cost to drive this car for 22,000 miles, if we were to stay home, I'm not talking about any superchargers, things like that, which we did. Okay, I'm not saying we didn't, but at 8 cents per kilowatt, it would have cost us only $538 for the year.
Wow.
So compared to $3,250 to $538, that's a big difference. So think about the cost savings right there. So people are like, oh, Teslas cost so much more and all this, which they really don't.
Like when you look at other
manufacturers.
Yes, like say we went to the Kia and they had one, and I mean it was like 49,000, and they're like, oh, but it's fully loaded. I said, well, can you summons it? Does it play YouTube? Do you have video games? And the guy's like, you know what? No, no, no. And Blaine, like being a smarty pants that he is, he's like, watch this, and he did it on his phone. The car came up to us, and like nobody at the dealership was looking at Kias. They were all like all about this Tesla, you know. So I feel like what you get with the Tesla and the comfort, it's very reasonably priced.
Yes, yes. Well, speaking more on price, let's talk about what it's cost us in maintenance for the entire year. Because, you know, you got on a normal car, just think oil changes. So
every, say, 5,000 miles,
5,
you would have done 4.
At least 4 oil changes on a car. And the average price, if you have a $50,000 vehicle, you're probably looking, what, $60, $75 in oil change?
Maybe close to 100.
For a Mercedes or anything like that. I mean, yes, you can go to the little $29 ones or whatever, but let's just go with $50. So that's still over $200 worth of oil changes alone. We've had zero in oil changes. So we did rotate the tires twice, and that cost me nothing. You can take it into a dealership and have them pay for it. I mean, it's not going to cost that much. You can go to a tire store and they can rotate your tires. But for me personally, I rotated my tires myself. It didn't cost anything. Unfortunately, we did have to purchase windshield wiper fluid. That cost me about $4. So we did have to pay $4 in windshield wiper fluid because I was going through it and cleaning the windshields a lot and went through it. So we had to put a gallon of windshield wiper fluid in it. Next thing I want to talk about a little bit is about the tires. With 22,000 miles on the tires, we still have plenty of tread on them. I know that some people are having bigger issues with tires and like with the performance models because they're using a lot more. The faster you go, the more rubber they're using. But these tires that we have here that come with the car, they're doing great. I mean, we got plenty of tread left at 22,000 miles. The other thing that I did have to spend a little bit of money on was our cabin air filters. It cost me $30 to get cabin air filters to replace them. It was something that I was able to do myself. There is a video, by the way, down if you look and go to my channel and you can see how to change out your cabin air filters. It's really a simple task to do. I would say anybody could probably do it. You just need a couple small tools. But anyways, that cost me $30. So all in all, I would say for maintenance, what, $34 so far we spent this year on maintenance. I mean, with the cabin air filters and the windshield wiper fluid, so not bad.
Blaine does like to get baby wipes to clean the seats in case something gets on them. So there is your cost of baby wipes.
Yes, the baby wipes just about $1.75. Let me open up one here and show it to you. So it's about $1.75, a little pack here.
The Walmart brand?
Yeah, I got the Walmart brand ones right here. They work great. I just open it up. If there's a spill, anything, I use this on the vinyl, on the armrest, everywhere. I just wipe them down. That's all I do. Next, I just wanted to talk about why we decided to buy the Model Y. Why did we decide to buy it, and what was
I had COVID. I'm just kidding.
No.
Well, Delaney did have COVID, but
Delaney had COVID,
and it was that same time frame that we decided to get it.
So a year prior, we got new cars. I had a Suburban, and Blaine had, what did you have? Oh, Impala.
Chevy Impala.
And anyways, they were getting up all miles and everything, and so we got 2 new Toyotas, and Delaney kept saying, oh, let's get a Tesla, and we just kind of, what's a Tesla?
And I thought $100,000.
Yeah.
When I thought Tesla.
So we got them, and, I had a Silverado, and I went to an Avalon, and, I just wasn't crazy about the Toyota. You had a Suburban. No, yeah, I had a okay. I had a Suburban, and I went to the Toyota Avalon, which was a beautiful car, but like the way it kind of functioned, the userness of it wasn't as easy as like what Chevrolet was. I really disliked the GPS system in it, and so I was just frustrated with it. And so Blaine had then, after we got it, Blaine had looked at a Tesla. They had one at a dealership, a used one, and he was like, wow, this is really cool. And then he started getting excited, for one. So for like Christmas that year, I signed him up I put a down payment on a Cybertruck.
Which actually he ruined it because
he kept
surprise him with Christmas.
Christmas.
It was actually in November.
Well, yeah, but that anyways,
Christmas
I
present.
put I did that as one of his presents. He's like, let me put money down. I'm like, oh, just wait till the first of the year. We don't
I didn't want to wait and be
it.
further down the list.
He kept begging.
Well,
I'm like, it's only $100.
And I'm like, here, look, I've already done it like a week ago, you turd. Merry Christmas. And so...
Which we still have our reservation for the Cybertruck, which I cannot wait to come out. I think it's coming out in, 2 weeks?
What?
Yeah, that's what Elon said, is 2 weeks.
What? Anyways, so fast forward a year, Delaney has had COVID, and then she has what they call long haulers, and she was really, really the doctors had no idea what was going on with her. This is before they came out with long COVID, and she was just having problems with breathing. And anyways, I was going to trade in my Avalon and get something different.
But we decided.
Well, I got very irked at the Cadillac dealership, and I was like, why don't we just turn in my car and get the Tesla, and I'll just drive your car?
And my eyes lit up.
And he's like, really? I'm like, what are we doing? Let's just go ahead and do it. And so he got, he's very, very on top of things. He got the ball rolling and everything. So we got one ordered. We traded in
your Avalon?
My Avalon. We sold it outright. And we were calling Tesla back. And I'm like, we were talking to some guy in California. And we're like, well, do you guys have any that are like testers for sale, anything? He says, well, you'd have to call Tesla places near you. So we called the one in Orlando, and she says, we actually have one coming in that's not assigned to anyone. And so it was supposed to be like,
well, at the time it was like 5 to 7 weeks or something like that,
which ended up being longer for people. But we got our Tesla in 18 days. And so that was really, really exciting. Things just kind of really fell into place, but I will never forget. So we check into our hotel, and then Blaine and Delaney go to pick up the Tesla, and I was going to stay back. And he opens up this suitcase, and he pulls out all this crap. He had remote controllers. He had,
screen protector.
He had all this stuff, and I'm like, when did you get all of this stuff? He had, so he talks about only spend $34. Well,
that was for maintenance.
But it's just he's like, oh, look, there's this I can buy for, or there's this I can
Accessories
buy.
are totally different, guys.
But you've never accessorized any other car in the 20 years we've been married.
Yeah, but and like say you had a Jeep, there's all kinds of things you can do to a Jeep to make it off-road capable, or adding different things to it, and lift kits. Well, a Tesla, there's lots you can do you don't have to do all this stuff. You could take the car the way it comes. But I like to accessorize it and make it a little bit more what I like.
So it's like a thing between him and Delaney, because Delaney's like, okay, now it's getting gaudy, Dad. Delaney and him fight over, oh, I don't like those floor mats, or oh, I don't like this, or oh,
She likes it kind of simple and plain, correct, Delaney?
Yes.
Okay, but I like to try different things and see what I like.
Blaine is very much of a gadgety person. He loves electronics. He loves, computers. And that's what attracted him. Now, if you're just a parent and you're looking at safety features, they're fantastic. If you're someone who's, wants to be very conscious of the environment, you are lowering your carbon footprint. If you want the coolness, the electronics, yes. If you want the speed, yes. So it really does check a lot of boxes for, we'll pull up at a charging center, and there'll be an 80-year-old couple that are, they're like, oh, we have a Prius and we switched to this, and they didn't even know how to set something. You had to show them.
They didn't know how to take off their cover for their tow hook.
No, it was the old couple, and they didn't know how to predict how much more gas they'll need for the next place.
Oh, those people, yeah, they didn't even know how to put it in the navigation and how to get to their next place with the car, and I showed them how it would estimate how much range it would take for them to get there, how much battery they would have left once they got there, and how long they would have to charge for. So I showed them all that.
I feel like this car, different people are going to get different things. It really checks so many boxes, and like for me, I feel like if it were just me, I didn't have Blaine, I probably wouldn't even realize the full potential of everything that the car can do. Whereas Blaine, he's always like, oh, look, it will do this. I love it because it is very, 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 like, these seats are like the most comfortable seats we've ever had in a car.
Complete. I mean, like, she has a Mercedes GLB, and after driving this daily, and then I go to get into her seat in her car, it's like hard as a rock. I mean, it's a leather seat and everything.
It's nice. Suburban had nice seat. I mean,
these seats are so much more comfortable than any other vehicle I've ever owned.
It's a very comfortable car to drive. I love the radio. I'm very big into like satellite radio, but this is even better. You could just say.
Well, now we have Spotify.
So I love, I can. I want to listen to whatever kind of music and change it up on a car drive. It's just right there, push a button. Hey, play so-and-so by so-and-so, and boom, it's playing.
What about the storage? What about the storage on the car? I mean, think about all the different places that we can store things.
We've gone on like week trips with like big suitcases, and been
we've put suitcases in the front. That you got the whole area up front.
The seats fold down, and it actually folds in 3 sections.
Yep, so we got split seating right here. So if you have something long and skinny, and you could just put down the middle only, you could put down all 3. If Delaney needs to sit inside one seat, then we can lay 2 of them down, and we can put all of our luggage in there. And underneath the floorboard in the back, if you lift it up, you have additional storage underneath in the trunk area. And there's also 2 little compartments on the side, which I use those a lot for, like, when we're going out grocery shopping, and, like, when you put your groceries in the back, and, like, say you have a gallon of milk and it's just going to roll around back there, I just take those heavy bags and I put them into little side compartments, and things don't roll around back there. So there is plenty of storage in this vehicle. I mean, there's more than what you would think. I mean, every day there's storage in the doors, underneath the seats. There's plenty of storage throughout this vehicle.
Yeah.
And you can hook up to a trailer, which I have like a little 4-foot by 8-foot trailer with 2-foot sides on it. And if I'm going to go to the Home Depot or Lowe's or anything like that and go buy some plywood or any kind of yard material or whatever, I hook up to my trailer and I take it, and that way I don't have to get the inside of my car dirty. And it's very easy to hook up to a trailer and go. So one thing I want to talk about is when we have used this car and we've gone on family trips, we normally try to stay at a hotel that has free charging there, that they have the hookups when we're there. So that way when we're there, we don't have to worry about going and trying to find a supercharger somewhere to charge up. And where else can you go with a car and go to a hotel and get a free tank of gas? You can't. So at least with us, when we own a Tesla, like I said, we try to find a place that has EV charging. I plug in at night, I wake up in the morning, and I get a full charge. Now, if there's other Teslas there, I am conscious about it, and if my car is charged, I will go out there, unplug it, and move my car. That way somebody else can get in there and use the outlet as well. So that is a huge plus that we really enjoy about this car, driving it on trips, because of the fact that we got charging everywhere.
We've been to 2 trips to Orlando. One, we stayed a split stay part of the time on Disney, which they didn't have at the hotel. They didn't have anything.
Yeah, you're right, they didn't there.
But there was a supercharger there in near the hotel that we could go to. And then we stayed at the Hard Rock.
The Hard Rock Cafe or resort. It did have
at Universal Studios.
It did have charging stations there. They had like 8 of them.
Yeah, and then this last time we stayed at the Grand Cypress Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress right outside Disney Springs, and it had 2.
It had 2 EV charging ports there, and there was just a couple other Teslas, and we were there for a week. So, but I took turns using because I was doing a lot of driving during the day and stuff. So it was a good experience. It definitely was. So using your Tesla on a road trip is easy. I mean, it's still convenient. Did we have range anxiety when we first got the car? I say I did, because I was like, oh wow, how much am I going to use? Am I going to be able to do everything I need to do throughout the day and all that?
He's gotten better, because when we did our first trip to Orlando, he's like, okay, we're going to stop here, we're going to stop here. And we stopped in Marietta, then Tallahassee, and then stopped in Ocala. This time we stopped in Marietta, and then we stopped. They have a new one in like somewhere in the middle.
Oh, going down low, Lake City?
No, it wasn't Lake City, because we did that bypass.
Yeah, it was Lake something.
Anyways, it's, you know,
off of Highway 19 or 21
yeah,
or something like that.
It's like, anyways, I like driving that way, avoiding 75, because Lake City's on 75.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But on the way back, I like, you know, you start to find like different superchargers that, you know, like the one in Tallahassee, there's like, they have like a Crust Pizzeria, they have a Tijuana Flats, they have that
Nukes,
whatever it's, you know, so they have stuff right there. The one that was like in the middle of nowhere, it was like at a gas station that was closed down, so there was, I mean, nothing around.
Well, there's nothing to do there. So
at all.
Boy, I wish I could. If I think of the name, I'll put it down below here on what it is. But if you're gonna go there and charge and you want to eat or anything, stop at one of the gas stations. Stop at one of the gas or the fast food restaurants that's just a couple miles down the road.
We didn't do a video there, but I was like, we should. But yeah, there was like nothing there.
Well, they're working on building they're remodeling a gas station.
Yeah, and it had like a huddle house, but it was all closed down.
So hopefully they're going to add something new.
But there was nothing there. But then the one in Ocala, it's right by a bunch of shopping, and they have like a Marie Callender's or Mimi's Cafe, one of those two. But I mean, different areas have different things amenities, which make it really nice. I will say it makes your trip a little bit longer, but I almost feel like it's not, between having good music to listen to.
You're not as tired when you get there.
You're not as tired, and you're like, instead of eating food in the car, we might get, just because of COVID, get food to go and eat in the car, but you're not, eating fast food.
Yeah.
You're ordering something like a nice sandwich or something and eating in the car.
It's pretty easy to eat in the car. Why? I got this little tray right here, and I just put it on my steering wheel, and it works great. I'm able to eat on it. And I also, not even for trips, I almost eat on it daily whenever I go out for lunch. I get food to go somewhere, and I go sit by a park on the water and throw my food up on there and sit back, relax, and watch some YouTube or Netflix or something.
And now you can watch Disney Plus.
And now we have Disney Plus with the latest software update that we got.
I will say, okay, I like the seats are comfortable. I love the music. I love the horn. I love that you can, put different music to it, which Blaine, you reformatted. We had some songs on there.
I had some songs on there, and then I reformatted the USB stick, which I forgot that it would also erase the music that I had on there. So
I just really love the fact that, I've said this before, but like when you get a brand new car and then the next year comes out and it has all these cooler updates, Tesla, we're constantly getting new features, longer driving range. I love all the updates that we get. I can't wait to see what else. I think Disney Plus was a surprise for me. You might have known about it. So
yes, and then also there was the one big update that they did where we went from we had like 306 miles was our average range or whatever, and then it went up to 316, and it went up to 326. So our vehicle was increased significantly, I would say. So overall with the updates, what other vehicle do you get when you first buy a car? You're stuck with the way the technology is in the car. Well, with a Tesla, over time, it's going to constantly be updating. You're going to constantly stay the same as with everybody else that gets the newer year version of the vehicle. So this 2020 is going to be the same as the 2022s. Now the interior and different things like that might change a little bit, but as in for the technology and the screen and everything like that, that's all going to be the same.
And I will say I like the navigation because it tells you where to stop to charge, how long you're going to charge there. So I think that's kind of a cool feature.
Well, it makes it very simple for going on trips and navigating, and it tells you everything, how long you need to charge for and how much, and because it doesn't want you to stay at the charging stations for too long. It wants you to get there, charged a little bit, just enough for what you need, and then you move on to your next charging
Blaine and
station.
Delaney, when they went to UAB, there was, at the charging station, there was horses.
Yes, yeah, there was horses that we were able to walk down and go play with while our vehicle
I think there was like a Cracker Barrel there too.
Yep,
so I mean, there's, I don't know. It's made. I mean, it's put added another layer to vacations, which makes it kind of nice.
Next thing I want to talk about is some of the things that I have installed or done to my car to make it more personalized for myself. One of my favorite things that I did with this car is I installed the carbon fiber spoiler on the back. I really like the way it looks. It's a matte black, and it just finishes the back end of the car.
Correction, it's dry black.
It's dry black.
In the Whataburger line?
Oh, what somebody told? Yeah, some guy.
Yeah, it's
some
not
guy
matte
corrected.
black.
Some guy corrected me and said it's not matte black, it's dry black. But either way, I really like the way it looks. Delaney, do you like the way the spoiler looks?
I'm indifferent about it.
She's indifferent. Okay. The next thing that I really enjoy, and I know these guys, they don't like it, but I installed the swivel mount for my touchscreen. I like to be able to have the mount or have the screen and turn it towards me when I'm driving, or if I'm in the passenger seat and I want to do something on the screen. I like it. They still like it dead center in the middle, but I do appreciate it when I'm driving. I can have it turned towards me.
I would like to make the
They both
first
want to
point.
make a point.
I appreciate that he appreciates it, but I will get in the car and it will be, slanted towards me, and I'm just like a creature of habit. I'm like, no, I want it in the middle. And then he kind of gets upset that I don't want to utilize his swivel mount. And I'm like, you can utilize the swivel all you want. I want it straight on. Like, that's just my preference.
To me, it was just like more. It's not like a necessity. Like I've tried.
It's something I wanted.
I tried it to the swivel, but I know, so it looks better in the center. I feel like it's made to be in the center. If Tesla wanted it to be able to swivel, they would have made it.
Oh, here we go.
and whenever it's turned, part of the wheel covers the screen.
He did have.
If you're moved all the way up, I sit back and it doesn't cover anything up.
You did have like a hood over it too, and he took that off.
Awful.
We didn't care for that either.
There's been some trends he's added to the car that have been very bad.
Floor mats. There's some floor mats that I've put in here that Delaney has hated.
But these
However,
are much better.
The most recent ones that I have, we have these ones by Tesla Shields. They are 3D printed and they're very lightweight and they're holding up great. I like them because I can take a vacuum and they just suck up really quickly. If I need to pull them out, I can spray them down with a hose and let them dry, and then they're done. I mean, they're really good looking mats.
Going back with accessories, I think one accessory I think would be cool for him to get, which we haven't, it just costs a little bit more money, is the ring. And so whenever we do, I think he's going to try out a couple, or, not try out, but research and get the best one. But I guess there's some issues with the Ys and the rings working. Yeah,
and a lot of other people have done their reviews on it's called the Smart Ring for the Tesla, and there's lots of good things about it. One, if you don't have your phone dies on you, you left your phone, you're coming out to your car, and you have your ring on, you just put it right up to the pillar, and you can get into your car. And you can also start your car and pull away and drive it with just having the ring on. So there's a lot of good reasons to it. It's something that I have been wanting for a long time, but we just haven't taken the time to actually purchase one yet. But that'll come later on, and then I'll do a review on it and let you guys know.
Anyways, he did some hoodlum. I don't know who this hoodlum was. Hoodlum. Complete hoodlum. Was like, oh, look, we've designed this. It was like this weight for your steering wheel. So, like, Delaney was the one that noticed it, because I guess he had told Delaney
months ago.
Had told a couple of other people, and she noticed it. And it's so like you don't have to drive with your hands when you're like autopilot. And yeah, Grandma back here was like, "Oh
It's
no," and I was like,
illegal. It's illegal.
"Well,
Guys, I got it just to try it and do an experiment.
But I
with
was like, but if you make a video and you tell people, oh, this works, but I don't recommend it because it's breaking the law, other hoodlums are gonna buy it, and then if they were to get into an accident, that would be on you because they didn't even know it existed until you told them. So do not buy the weighted steering wheels.
Unless you want to be a hoodlum that breaks laws. Yeah, of course.
But like,
why you guys are calling the hoodlums?
I mean, what other? I think a hoodlum. I don't know, but I'm like, out of all the crap, Blaine, and then he tried to make a video, and then we're like, you cannot. I mean, he did make the video, and I was like, no, you cannot. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like. You want to talk about the Tesla safety feature where you're doing something that diminishes the safety of it.
Well, like I said, I wanted to try it, experiment with it, and see if it really worked or not.
That's like putting on your seatbelt behind your back so the sensor thinks that it's plugged in.
You want to know what they have now? They have this little device that you just click right in and it makes your car think the seatbelt's on.
Who are these hoodlums that are telling you about this stuff? See, these are hoodlums. Like, really, seriously.
I saw it on Facebook.
No. So there gets to be a time where we start getting this crap in, and I'm like...
Okay, let me ask you this. What about the puddle lights on the doors? When the doors open up and it has
I like that.
The big T blue on the ground. Do you like that, Delaney?
It's a little tacky.
I like it. I have blue lights all throughout the car.
Well, and the Highlander had that, and I thought that was cool.
It was
we
white,
didn't even buy it for that. It's when we went to check out, the guy's like, oh, by the way, look, and we're like, well, that's cool. So I like that. It doesn't bother me.
Another cool thing that I did too that I really enjoy is our brake calipers. I painted the brake calipers a blue color because I like the whole blue theme that I have going on here. So painting the calipers blue, I think, really makes them pop. It looks better than the silver the normal color. So it was something that you can do yourself. I have a link to the video down below, so you go check it out. The other thing I did is I put on the blue pedals for the brake and the accelerator pedal. I mean, just little things to add a little bit of blue. I have some blue lighting in here.
You put the stickers on.
Yep, and I got the vinyl wrap I put on it because the 2020 came with a shiny, glossy black surface, and I really didn't like the way that looked.
I think you should have kept it black.
But it was the shiny part. It showed your fingerprints too much.
I like
it in a black.
I like this white though.
The thing is, I can always change it up. The vinyl stickers, they come right off, and you can put something else on there, and we can change it up. Eventually, someday, when this car becomes yours, Delaney, I can help you. We can change them and put it however you want it.
Wrapped. She wants it wrapped in pink.
You want the whole car pink? Well, well, that definitely won't happen until after I give you the car and I get, I'm not driving anymore. I don't want a pink car, but you can wrap these cars, and I've seen some really cool looking wraps. There's, some choices and colors that I think I would pick better than pink. However, this is why we're talking about the wrap, the paint. Since we've had this car, I have noticed a lot more paint chips in the front of the car than on really any other vehicle I've ever owned.
But he washes his car, he was washing the car every day, and I'm like, I think that's actually kind of bad for your car. It's going to wear away the wax that protects your car. And then he Googled it, and I'm like, why do you need Google? I know everything. And I was right. I really don't know.
We have a shirt. I don't need Google. I got a wife.
No, but in a minute, but he slowed down, but he was literally taking his car through the car wash every day.
Yeah.
I don't think you were inspecting the car, our old cars. You weren't inspecting them as much
as
this car.
Good point. But this car being white, and when I am out there and I dry it every time I go through the car wash, I take my chamois and I go out there and I wipe it down. I'm getting more and more rock chips in the front of the car. It's kind of agitating to me because I see it every time, but there is a lot of little chips. I probably have maybe a dozen chips.
I might have some in my car. I just am.
Well, you hardly drive your car.
And he has some scratches. He has some scratches on his rims. He flipped out when I
on
scratched
the rims.
his rim.
That's one thing about this car here with the 20-inch induction wheels. it's going to be very easy for you to get some curb rashing. So you got to be careful that when you're making your turns, you don't hit the curbs in the parking lot.
I did the first one, he fixed it, and then he hasn't really...
Well, I've done it numerous times since then.
And he had to like, how, you know, like I wasn't driving carefully.
I gave her a hard time because she was the first one to do it. But I've done it numerous times since. The easiest fix I got on it is I have a little black thing of paint that I bought at AutoZone or something like that, and it's got a little brush on it. I take that, I wipe down the rim first, I wipe it down, and I just put some black paint on it. And when you're standing 5 feet, 10 feet away from it, you can't see. You can't tell that it's been curb rash.
He did a video on that too, so yes. it's
And you know what, another thing just to talk about, did you guys know this? That this video right here that we're making, this is our 100th video that I've made since I started my channel. Yeah, this is number 100. So yay! Yeah. One thing I do want to talk about a little bit, some of the bad things that we found out about the car when we first got it, and I just got to point this out. They're bad, but they're not extremely bad. Some of it was the panel gap.
See, you know, this is a guy that when he goes to turn in the car, he's like, "Oh, let me show you this," and we're only supposed to talk about how happy the Tesla makes us.
Oh.
Does it make you happy every day?
Extremely
So
happy.
why are you going to point out some bad things? You pointed that out in your very first video when you got the car. So... you know what? And there are little things that it doesn't affect the performance of the car.
No, but the title of this is the good and bad, so I have to give some bad. So, a couple of the bad things.
The bad thing is that your husband's gonna buy one, and he's gonna buy a bunch of crap for it, and make like 100 videos in a year.
There you go. Panel gaps. Yes, we have some gaps. Some of our doors don't line up correctly. I took it in for the service people for Tesla to repair when we first got it, and they said that it was within specs. So, but is it something I can live with? Yes, 100%. Another issue I have is on the back seat, going across the back right there. You can see that they're not lined up perfectly, and that's fine. The newer models that are coming out now, if you're looking at buying one, I've seen them all where they're coming out perfect. They don't have the panel gaps. They don't have some of the issues that we had when we first got.
And we got the Y when they first came out.
Yeah,
so.
Ours is 34,000X on the VIN number, so it's a very low number compared to now where they're at, okay? So they've...
It's like collector's edition number. Like if you were like doing Disney trading pins, it's like...
Yeah. One other bad thing I would say about it was that when we purchased a car, we added in full self-driving, right? Luckily for us, we got it for $8,000, which was great because right now it's $10,000, and it's supposed to be going more.
It was like 6,000 and
7.
And
it was 7.
But we were like, but even before that,
yeah.
We were when he first signed up to get it, we weren't going to do it, and he's like, "Yeah, it goes up," and I'm like, "Let's go ahead and do it."
But one thing that's bad about it is when we bought it, they said on the website that by the end of the year, the full self-driving features will be released. You're going, the city driving, the city driving part of it will be released. And here we are. It's been 1 year later, and it's still not released. They keep saying in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, that's Elon's.
It's because those hoodlums sold those things for the steering wheels, and somebody found out about it, and yeah, they're
consequences.
The consequence. I'm just saying, they're like, well, crap, if these people are not going to keep their hands on steering wheel because there's these weighted devices, we have to push back the date. Hoodlums. Because of the hoodlums. Blaine.
One other thing I want to put out there is that if you're interested in purchasing a Tesla, it doesn't matter if it's the Model Y, the Model S,
or solar power,
or solar panels, and the solar roof that's out there. Use my referral link down below in the description because that will help give you, if you're purchasing a car, you get like 1,000 free supercharging miles, and so do I, which we use on our family vacations and family trips and stuff like that. And if you use it for solar panels, I believe you get an extra $100 back or something like that. So anyways, but if you don't use somebody's referral code, if you don't use mine, make sure you use somebody's, because otherwise you get nothing free. It's not like you can go into a different dealership, this Chevy dealership, and be like, okay, if I'm going to buy this $50,000 vehicle here, I want a free hat, and I want a shirt, and a coffee mug. They might do that, but with Tesla, you don't get anything free. So make sure you use a referral code when you go to purchase a car. Last reactions, last comments. What do you think about the car? Is this something that you think we're going to keep for the rest of our life? I mean, as a Tesla?
I think this Tesla, we're going to let Delaney use it, and then, like I've said before, they have like what they call ghost taxi, where your Tesla can like drop you off at work, and then it can go Uber, and then come back and pick you. You know, someday. I mean, they do have driverless taxis in Phoenix, I've heard. But it's definitely, you know, I feel like it's more than just a car. Like it's
entertainment.
It's entertainment. It's just, we got it, you know, during, you know, lockdown and COVID, and, you know, like, and it's enjoyable to go on a road trip and eat in your car, to sit back. You can watch TV. It's just, it's been...
We saved money with it. We're not paying money on gas and all that. We don't make...
Yeah, you're spending all that money on
accessories. I don't want to... What do you think, Delaney? What do you think about... What's your last final thoughts on the car?
I like it. I want to wrap it pink.
She wants to wrap. Do you prefer to drive this or your mom's Mercedes?
Oh, yes.
She likes the steering wheel.
Yeah, why do you like this?
Okay.
The steering wheel, it's stiffer.
I feel like you have more control.
But no, it's actually like a regular car. It's like kind of loose, but this is like tighter. So it's like you feel more in control, and it's less scary.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the speed?
I like it because whenever I'm at a light and I'm at the front, I'll just press on it and I'll floor it pretty much. But I won't go like 60 miles. I'll just do it to like 35.
On her profile, I do have it set for chill mode.
So it could go faster than that.
Oh, yes. You're in chill mode. Both of you guys have it in chill mode.
But I like to like do it so that I like beat everyone.
Yeah, even in chill mode, you still beat everybody.
Yeah. So it can go faster?
Yes, sweetie.
Why did you put me in chill mode? That's kind of sexist.
Because you didn't want to be able to go as fast.
No, I think you're like, I'm just going to put you in chill mode. I remember when you did that.
You have a little hair sticking up.
It's okay.
Anyways, it's been a great car, a great investment. We're going to get another one.
We got the Cybertruck on order. I can't wait for that. I mean, they keep saying next year.
I just hope they make it a little more like refined and not so like...
Well, depends on the way it finally comes out. We might end up doing a wrap on it. You know, I mean...
A pink wrap.
Pink wrap. No. I'm sure somebody out there will. So, anyways, guys, hey, do us a favor. Give us a like on this video here.
Go buy a Tesla and use a referral code.
Use our referral code down below if you're looking to buy a Tesla. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We still have many more videos we're going to put out over the time that we have this car. Once we get our Cybertruck, we're going to continue doing reviews on that as well. This is something that we enjoy doing as a family.
And if you have like a question, we can make a video. If there's some kind of content,
leave some questions down below.
If you like shorter videos, if you want to know about, I don't know, just whatever.
Leave some comments down below for us, and we will do our best to answer those, all right? So until next time, guys, be safe out there, have fun, and keep driving.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Forrest, could you tell me, Forrest, right here, we're looking at the camera. Forrest, could you please tell me what you think of the car? Could you tell us what you think about the car, sir? What do you think about the car? Has this car been everything you've dreamed about? You're not gonna say anything now.
You had so much to say about it before we turned the camera on. Say something.
Say something. No? He's being a little camera shy. Meow? You're giving him something to think or smell. He likes the windows. Oh, really?